I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Can you please confirm me?
Yes.
Not yet visible.
Okay,
Yep.
great. Thank you so much. So I would go ahead and first start with the agenda what we have for this session. Thank you all for joining this session. We'll start we'll start with understanding BTP cloud deployment model because BTP it's on cloud, right? So we should really understand what all different cloud deployment models we have and where BTP fits in. Okay. The second topic is what are different aspects of BTP security, what are the things we are going to secure. Okay. Third, BTP security basic or most important concepts. What is authentication? What is authorizations? Okay, then overview of BTP platform security, understanding BTP application security, different aspects of application security. Then we'll see what is a cloud identity and access management, and then we'll see what is cloud identity and access governance. And at the end, we'll see what all the training offerings we have from mentorspool for you all. Okay.
Excuse
So
me, excuse me, Ankit. Sorry. Are you sharing your screen?
yeah, I am sharing my screen. I reshared it.
Okay. Yeah, you can see now.
Okay, great. So we can start now. So first, we want to understand what is a BTP cloud deployment model. Okay, because BTP it's on cloud. Okay, and there are three different deployment model we have in a cloud, which is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. But what BTP offers in of all those different, cloud deployment models. So to start with, let's first understand, you know, what these three deployment models are. Okay. And this is on-premise I have mentioned here just to compare. Okay. So let's take example. You wanted to start a company. Okay. And you wanted to provide software development related services to a lot of clients you have available. You might be developing mobile application, desktop application, websites for them. What you would do, you will definitely hire some of the employees, okay, some developers, some DevOps consultants, some admins, and all those people, right? You'll go and buy all the hardware like network devices, wire, switches, routers, and computers, which you will get to each your employees where they'll be working. You'll be, installing a server. Right, you will create a server again, a computer only, but with better CPU processing and storage and RAM, right? And then you'll install anyways your server will need a OS, right? You will have to install Linux or OS, whatever you want to. And then each of your employees will be having their laptops. You'll be installing development related tools like IDE, where here they will write code, DevOps, different DevOps tools where they will deploy the application, test application. So who is taking care of everything? You are the one who is taking care of everything, right? After they will do the development, they'll do coding, the testing will happen. Finally, it will get deployed in the server what you have created. Okay. You will install runtime where that application will run. Runtime means, when you will deploy, during the deployment, it would need a runtime, maybe Java, Python, PHP, Node, .NET. So you will have to install runtime as well. Like we develop, right? When we do Java coding, we do install JDK and all, and then only we can run those. Then your application will get deployed, and it will be used by your application is deployed and will be used by your business, and they will generate data, and data also you will have to manage. So who is taking care of everything? You are taking care of everything. So what AWS is your thought of, or GCP thought of these cloud service providers? Let's make their task very easy. They came and they proposed that, hey, we can provide you infrastructure. You don't need to worry about that. I will take care of your networking, storage, server, virtualization. What you have to do is you come and create virtual machine on my platform and allocate all your employees. Then you install your all development related tool, DevOps related tool, runtime, everything you install. And you code, you develop, and then you deploy. But I will take care of infrastructure. You just come and start using my infrastructure. I will take care of networking, storage, server, and everything. This is an infrastructure service which is provided by AWS, Azure, GCP, Alibaba, lot many cloud providers. Okay. Next is platform as a service. What is happening here? Here you're just using infrastructure, but still you are the one who's deciding the OS, and then the development tools or runtime, everything you're deciding. So what these platform as a services, their GCP, Azure, or AWS, any cloud service provider, what they say, I will myself install OS for you. I will give development tool. Like you have to click. So right, Eclipse, right? You have to write codes on Eclipse or Visual Studio. They will give software like Eclipse or was Visual Studio. You just need to click a link, you start coding there. All the DevOps tools they will give you as a service. You just need to go and deploy. You don't need to install anything. You will not have to install JDK. You don't have to install Python. All the runtime also they will avail. It's just you have opportunity to choose which you want to. So here there is no installation required. You know, everything they have given in a platform. Even runtime, here you have why runtime is written separately here. You have option to choose from. Here also you had option to choose from whether you want to launch a virtual machine of Linux OS or Windows OS, but you have not to install that OS anywhere. Okay, here also they will give you a runtime where either you can execute a Python, PHP code, or a Java code, any. Right, so there is no installation required. They have given you a platform where you can use different services available on that platform and can prepare, build, deploy your application. Once your application will get deployed, now it will generate data when the people will use it. So what you have to manage, you have to choose runtime, you just have to write code and all, and that application and data you need to manage. Nothing else you have to manage. And in last one, it's a software as a service. You are not doing anything. They are developing application like Google have developed Gmail, and they have given you to use it directly. You just click on the link and use it. Let's come to the SAP. What SAP offers. So what SAP was doing. SAP initially was following this on-premise model where what you have to do, you have to set up your server, complete infrastructure. You have to procure the NetWeaver license or S4 license, and you have to install OS first. Then you have to install NetWeaver. You have to install S4 HANA on top of that, and you will give your all that application for your consultant to use it. Correct. So this was the on-premise model. The next step what SAP took is they took infrastructure from AWS, and they asked now you can create a virtual machine and you can install your NetWeaver and S4 HANA, that is again on premise but on a cloud. Okay, what happened later? What SAP thought that, hey, everyone is moving to cloud. Why I cannot introduce my cloud services? Like what I will do, I will prepare my infrastructure and I will prepare a platform. And on that platform, I will develop my solutions. Like we have a lot of solutions in on-premise, business objects, GRC, S4 HANA on-premise, BW4 HANA corresponding solutions they started developing on cloud. So what they did is they created this own data centers, and they prepared a platform which is called cloud platform in around 2012 2013. And on top of that cloud platform they started developing SAP Analytics Cloud. It's a very old application. IBP, they're all previous. You can see there are a lot of cloud solutions came. Those all were getting developed on this platform, and they were not giving you access to this platform, but the application, when what they were developing, when you go and procure SAP, they will give you a link and you go ahead and log in. So what they did is they prepared this platform, and they were developing software as solutions, software as services solutions like SAC, Digital Manufacturing Cloud, IBP, and they were giving it to, but they were not giving you access to the platform. But later, what SAP thought is, hey, why cannot I give platform to all the SAP users? They themselves can develop lot different applications. So they came up with the concept of BTP, where they gave you a platform, and the platform you can use and develop your own custom solutions. Also, these are the solutions which they have provided as software as service. Also, you can subscribe. And one more thing SAP thought of, why I'm managing this infrastructure, complete infrastructure. We are good at making different good solutions for business suits. So they gave responsibility to AWS, Azure, GCP. Hey, AWS, Azure, GCP, could you please provide me infrastructure? I'm not very good at it. And what I will do is on your infrastructure, I will build my BTP platform and I will offer all my customers to use that BTP platform and develop custom solutions for their business. They also can do one thing. They can develop custom solutions and they also can sell on top of BTP. So they can partner with SAP. SAP will approve those solutions and then they will sell it to all over the world, all the other customers. So when we talk about BTP, what we are getting out of BTP? BTP, we are getting one platform. BTP as a platform as a service. We are getting software as a service which SAP already have pre-delivered application. Third thing, we can develop our own application, custom application on top of BTP. So we just in when we are in SAP cloud, we just take care of three aspects. So these three aspects, okay, custom application, what I will develop, this platform, and this software as a service. So these three things we have. So let's go to the next slide. So what to secure? Whatever you have, that only you will secure, right? You will secure that BTP platform. You will secure BTP applications. You will secure the data what your application is generating. Again, if I talk about BTP platform security, BTP platform security is managed by SAP. Okay, this platform is developed by whom? This platform is developed by SAP, right? This is developed by SAP. Who will take care of security of this platform? SAP will take care of security of this platform. Who will take care of security of this infrastructure as service? AWS will take care of security of Azure or GCP will take care of security of this. We don't need to worry about these. So even platform security also SAP takes care of. Okay. Next, application security. Security of pre-delivered application like SAC, IBP, IAG, digital manufacturing cloud, data sphere, data intelligence, lot all those applications which SAP have developed, SAP will take care of security of those. Again, so we don't need to worry about security of these pre-delivered application as well. Okay. Third thing, data security. Okay, sorry. On this only, I just missed one point. Pre-delivered application will be, taken care by SAP, but the application what you will develop, custom applications, what you will develop, that you have to take care of, and data you have to take care of. So how to secure these? Platform security, SAP is taking care of. So what I can do with platform security? I can only do access, identity and access management for that platform. I can do identity and access governance for that platform. And nothing apart from that I have to do. Rest all SAP will do. In BTP application security, pre-delivered application, only we have to do identity and access management for that. I have to do identity and access governance for that. Rest SAP taking care of. But whatever application I will develop or new applications, that I have to take care of. And how I can take care of that, we'll definitely discuss in future further slides. On data security, again, SAP has given you different services which you can use to secure your data and secure your custom application. Okay, so let's go ahead to the next one. Can anyone please help me? What is very big domain we are missing here? Okay, I'll open. I already went it. I went on that slide. Why infrastructure security term is missing here? Can anyone respond on this?
Because it is SaaS services and it is with them only provider.
Yeah. So infrastructure, we AWS providing, Azure providing, right? Or SAP has their own infrastructure in Neo, which they are retiring. So we really don't need to worry about that. That's why infrastructure security, which is very big term for our on-premise, it is actually the big challenge. This is the base of security. Okay, your network first to be secured, your complete, infrastructure to be secure. But here we really need not to worry about that. Okay, great. So next, let's go to the next. So when we talk about that, what we need to do is we just need to take care of identity and access management, identity and access governance. Okay, for those pre-delivered application or for platform. I'll come to application security, then we'll deal with custom application development security. Okay, so most important thing for identity management is authentication or authorization. What is authentication? You have platform, your users need to log into your platform. You have pre-delivered application like SAC, IVP and all. Your users should log into application. They should be authenticated, right? They should be authenticated. What is authentication? Who is logging to your application? Verifying the identity is the authentication mechanism. Okay. It is true for platform as well as for applications. Authorization means after authentication happen, it will log in your application. But what all the roles is assigned? What all the authorization assigned to you? That will be checked, right? So these two part, when these two things happens, you when these two things gets completed, you get a UI of application, then you are able to access the application, you have to use it. So authentication tells who you are, and authorization tells what all the access you have, and according to this, you will get access to resources or application and you can do your task. Next, how authorization is handled on top of BTP. Okay, so BTP has introduced, a concept called Cloud Foundry UAA. UAA means account and authentication. Okay, Cloud Foundry is open source community platform. Okay, it has a built inbuilt service of authorization is UAA. Okay, and SAP what they did it, SAP changed its flavor and made CFUAA. Okay, what it does is, if this service, actually this is nothing but a server, a authorization server, which will bind it to you back into your application. Okay, whenever someone will try to log in your application, first authentication will happen. Right now we are not discussing about authentication. Authentication will be done maybe by identity provider or any way you have done a setup. Okay, I'm talking about authorization here. After authentication will happen, your authorization will be checked. So the concept here is, in this platform UA and access UA, these both are quite similar. I will differentiate, don't worry. It is an authorization server which is connected to your application or platform. Whenever someone tries to log in, what it does it send a packet which stores JSON packet which stores what all the roles has been assigned to this user, and as per the roles assigned, he get authorized to the application. Okay, platform UA is used for platform users, access UA is used for business users or application user. What is difference between that? Let me go to the BTP cockpit. Okay, this is a BTP cockpit. We have a global account here. Okay, the people who will be using, who will be administrating this global account will be a platform user, and then we have different sub account within it, which is our again a platform. In this sub account I have subscribed different application or services which BTP had provided, like this we have subscribed. This is the application which I have subscribed. So security of this application, like authorization of these application, which if I launch it will open in different window. Okay, this is cloud identity services which has been subscribed here. So authorization of this application will be handled by, you know access UA. Let's take example, this is a custom application which I have developed. It's not a custom application right now, but let's take just assume it, this is a custom application what I have developed, I have subscribed. When I click and open, it will ask me to log in. It will be handled by access UA. But if someone want to log in into this platform, it will be handled by platform UA. Okay, so just listen carefully here. Platform users and pre-delivered application, platform users and pre-delivered application which is subscribed in that platform will be handled by platform UA. Authorization of those will be handled by platform UA. The custom application what I have developed, that will be handled by access UA. This is nothing but a server which is connected with your application or platform. Whenever someone tries to log in into that platform or application, knows what all the roles have been assigned to you, right? So we'll create packet and we'll send it to the application. Hey, these are the roles assigned, and accordingly he will get the access. I hope it is very clear. Hi guys, this is a very overview session. So I'm just trying to give you a overview concepts. We can really dig into this and can really explain in detail, but some of the concepts again on this is available in the future. Further slides. So CFUA is inbuilt feature of Cloud Foundry, which is again, SAP have wrapped the UA feature and created CF UA, and then there are two type of UA, which is CF UA, which is platform UA and access UA. This is used by platform and this is used by application. Let's go to the next slide. So we said we are talking about first. So we wanted to start as a first thing is BTP platform security overview. So I said this is a BTP platform, which I have depicted in this figure. This is a BTP platform. We have a global account. We have sub account in that. Okay. What we can do with this? We cannot secure this. SAP is taking care of security of this. We only can do is identity access governance, identity management, identity and access management, identity and access governance. These two things only we can do. How we do this? Okay, what we have different identity providers we have already. Like we have corporate identity provider, like Azure AD, ADFS. SAP also have provided their own identity provider, which is Cloud Identity Services. IAS is something which is within Cloud Identity Services and takes care of authentication. Whenever a user will try to log in, okay, into this platform, will be authenticated by identity provider. Okay, and identity access governance. If you want to automate the complete governance of this platform, then you can use IAG as well here. Okay, so these two things only is required to make further security features, to add further security features to your platform. Rest all basic base security is taken care by SAP. We'll discuss on this in further slide in a bit detail, don't worry. Next is BTP application security. So I did mention to you that security of pre-delivered application is managed by SAP. Okay, like IAG, SAC, DMC, it is managed by SAC. Only thing is, again, you do just identity access management or identity access governance, even for pre-delivered application as well. Now the main agenda is here, how to secure custom developed application, what we are doing. So as a security consultant, we really not to worry about what coding level security is required. The developer will take care of code related security. So for this, what SAP has done is SAP has offered different types of services on top of BTP platform, which you can use and bind with your application and can secure your application. What those security aspects or concepts are, let's go and discuss in next slide. Okay, so there are two to three very important concepts. One is app router, one is access UA, which I mentioned, right? Access UA used for securing your custom developed application, and third is identity provider, which will be managing the identity. Okay, let's also go and see what are the different services SAP offers for security. When I go to Discovery Center of BTP, here you can see what all services available on BTP: AI, application development, data analytics related services, extended planning related services, foundation and cross services, and integrations. If I talk about security related capabilities, what BTP offers is it offers authorization, trust managed service, credential store, custom domain. By looking at name only, at least you can give idea. I will definitely not be going ahead and covering this because we have very less time. So these are the different services which SAP have offered on top of BTP. You can use these services and secure your custom applications. You can prepare a custom domain. You can do data privacy, integrations, authentication. This is for identity provider. This is identity provisioning, key store service, malware screening service. There are a lot of auth service. All these services you can use and make your you know uh, development, custom develop application secure. And these are will be utilized by developers, and they will use these services and make their custom apps secure. Come to this point, what is app router? So let's take example. Normally applications nowadays are designed in microservices format. Each service they develop, when developer develop these applications, they use microservices. What microservices are? There are different small services they will develop independently, and they will join that. Okay, they will integrate those microservices. Okay, even complete BTP, even SAP, when they develop their solution like IAG, SAC, they follow this concept. Okay, whatever different services available on BTP, they independently develop those part, and they will join all of them.
So app router is nothing but whenever you try to log in or access resources or UI of that application, in backend you'll be having all the resources. App router is the first thing which redirect you the different parts of those independent microservices. Okay, this is the entry point to your application. It will redirect you different parts of application depending upon authorizations what you have. Authorization is checked by access UA. Anyways, authentication is taken care of by identity providers. Okay, so app router is what? App router is nothing but it redirects your access to different part of application or different part of independent entities, which is called microservices in different application. And as per your authorization, you'll be able to access that. Okay, let's see, let's understand how this authentication authorization normally works, or this how authorization normally works. We have next slide where we'll see together how authentication authorization happening. But first I want to make you understand how authorization happens. Okay, what these things are, this is a user who is want to access something. What he want to access? He want to access an application. That application has a front end. Okay, and this is an authorization server which could be platform UA, access UA. If I consider maybe a BTP platform, or if I consider any pre-delivered application subscribed provided by SAP, or if I can consider a custom developed application which is available we have. Okay, so this is a platform UA or access UA will work as an authorization server to authorize the users who are trying to access the resources using backend, and these are sorry using front end, and this is your backend. Okay, so what will happen is this is how it looks like. It is a bit complex, flow, which it is a bit difficult to understand. That's why I kept one more figure. But before going ahead understanding this, please understand this. This is a user. He's trying to access an application which has a front end here. This application is binded to a authorization server which stores all authorization data, okay, of all the users available to be able to log in. Okay, and this is the application backend which actually you are trying to access. Like everything is in backend only, all your data, all your endpoints. Correct. So let's go on this figure and try understanding how the authorization and authentication request is handled either on platform or for an application. Okay, so what happens, app router is there here. App router, I did mention you what is a app router. I did mention you what is a application, what is access UA, authentication. So these are the things what we have to take care of. Just 1 second guys, 1 second, there is a disturbance from my side. Please just give me 10. Sorry, sorry guys. I'm back. Okay. So let's say a business user or a platform user. Here it is mentioned. It is actually specific to particular application. That's why the diagram it says business user. Okay. But yes, we can replace this even with this platform also. So what happens here? What happens here when you try to log in into any application? It will first encounter to app router. Okay, and what app router will do? App router wants what all the authorization this guy have, what all the authorization this business user has. It will check. Okay, how it can check? It can ask access UA, hey access UA, can you please give me the authorization token so that I can check in that JSON file what all the roles has been assigned, and accordingly I can allow him to access the application. Okay, access UA should check the authorization, but access UA doesn't store any user records. It cannot authenticate. Authentication is also required, right? Before saying what to give access, who is trying to access first is really, really important. Okay, so what access UA will do? Access UA will trigger this, request to identity provider, which may be IAS, Azure, ADFS, any of corporate identity provider you have in an environment. Will check if this person is right. So it has all the data, identity data is stored. Okay, it will check and it will authorize the person. Yes, this is the right person. Okay, so it will send a request to login. User will provide user ID and password, and then it will come and then it will say, hey, access UA, yes, this is a valid user. Now you check what all authorization assigned and let the app router know, and then app router accordingly will redirect to access the application as per authorization, and then user will have proper good UI and will be able to see and do whatever he want. So it is so easy. So just one thing I didn't mention here there, I mentioned in beginning. So platform users, SAP already have implemented this platform UA concept in backend. Okay, your authorization server is not visible to you. If you want to log into this platform, definitely SAP have prepared one authorization server which is platform UA binded to this platform, which is authorizing you. But what all the custom applications you will develop, SAP have given you a service. So this service will be what is that service? Authorization and trust management service. That service you have to subscribe. As soon as you will subscribe that service, there is an authorization server will get created, and you have to bind that authorization server with the custom application what you have developed. Okay, and then when your custom application will get deployed and your user will try to log in, then it will not get authorized to this platform, but it will get authorized to the custom authorization server which you had subscribed on top of this platform. Okay, that's why this figure is a bit different. When you talk about platform UA, that is inbuilt, which is not visible, but for custom application you will have your own authorization server. I hope it is very clear to you. Any questions you guys have on from top to now, whatever we have covered? Any questions you have? Any one of you? No questions? Okay, so I can maybe proceed further then. Okay, now we know what is authentication. We know how the authorization is handled. Okay, but how we do authentication? We do authentication with identity provider. Authentication is a part of.
Hello.
I Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, can you please go to just to last slide before this slide? I just want to.
Yes. Yeah. Any questions you have in this slide?
I can only
Ankit, I have
see the present slide.
I went back once again. Let me reshare then. So you can see BTP app authentication authorization flow. You want to go back here,
Oh,
or which
yes.
slide you want? Yes, yeah, tell me please.
Okay. I think there is issue with my side. I still cannot see it.
Guys, if anyone of you other can confirm you're able to see, I'm changing the slide. Now I'm on BTP app authentication authorization.
Just find the
Yeah,
vacancy.
yeah. Okay, okay, great. So please check from your side.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure, sure. Thanks.
yeah. So main
I have.
important, yeah, yes, yes. Please go ahead.
Can you go back to the previous slide?
Yes.
Like here, what is the specific use of X as UA? Because it's not storing any credentials. It's not storing any groups. It's just routing the like the access request of a business user to SAP IDP or authentication service. So
Okay.
why
So what
specifically XA?
I will tell you. So this stores authorization data. It will store a JSON in JSON format. It will store this is a user ID, and these are the roles has been assigned to this user ID. These are the scopes. These are the attribute to these roles. These are assigned to this particular user ID. It will just see the have a roles related details. Okay, that's
Okay,
why it doesn't have identity data. What it says I this is not authentic person. First go and check in. authentication service whether this is the right person. If this is the right person, then only I will check the authorizations.
Okay.
Okay,
Give me
so it will store.
authentication. I'll pass.
Yes, after authentication will happen, I will check what all the roles assigned and I will send the JSON web token to app router. App router will decrypt that JSON web token and it will see, hey, these are the roles assigned to this guy or this user, and then it will give access to the application. So authentication is
Okay.
handled by IDPs and authorization is handled by access UA.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh, but yeah, yeah, one question here.
Yeah,
Like instead of sending it to access UA in the beginning, it should direct it to the for the authentication to the authentication service, SAP ID service initially only. And like in this scenario, like it is forwarding the request twice to access UA. But like what I am trying to ask is initially the app router should only send it to the SAP ID service, and then once it is authenticated, and then it should send it to the access UA for the corresponding authorization. Like if I am
actually this is
trying
how they
to.
have designed. Yes, this is how
Uh,
this SAP have designed it. Yeah,
Actually, see, means access UA is managing everything. So request if BTP is taking, so taking via access UA. It's sending request to IDP for authentication. So this diagram is correct.
I guess it's for
actually
the
first,
next time whenever a business user asks for any other access to any other application, since it is already authenticated. Next time, whenever it is passing through XUA, it'll give that token. Okay, it's already authenticated. You can like you can pass JSON for any other application. Like that is why XUA is before IDP for the next time. For the second time, whenever
Exactly. It,
somebody application.
see, both the things, even means authentication is not happening in access UA, but management is being done via that, right? Because that request is being forwarded via access UA to IDP. That's why it's going via access UA.
yeah, because management is handled by access UA. This access UA, I told you that this is a inbuilt feature of Cloud Foundry open source, even when SAP was not aware of Cloud Foundry or SAP was not using Cloud Foundry. Okay, but SAP used
Oh,
and they are utilizing. So complete management actually happening by access UA only. If
okay,
access UA is managing everything, then it will only will redirect and take care of rest of the things.
sure, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thanks.
can you take in this way? Okay, if you create a new user, okay, how it will store in all these things?
Authorization data you are asking about, right?
Yeah, for
So it is,
example,
it will,
you take in here existing user, right? If I create a new user and I assign some application roles, so how the user related stuff will stored in XSVA and
because
SCP service like that.
you when you will create a user, you will assign roles also, right, to that user. And as it is your access UA is already binded with your application. So what all the roles are being assigned have already been, it access UA knows what all the roles are assigned. It is in sync with that application all the time, 24 into 7. Yes, when you will log in first time, it will authenticate you. Because what you will do, you will create a user with user ID maybe. Okay. And at least not all other data, but user ID which you are going to log in, that at least access you will definitely be aware of. This is a user ID and these are the roles assigned to this user ID. It may not have all other data, but at least the one user ID, when you'll create user first time, you will have to create it, right? And you'll have to assign the roles. Even if you are doing automatic role creation by IAG and all in application, but it will be pushed to that application, right? This is a user and this is a role being assigned to it, and your access UI is already connected with your application, binded with your application. It will get synced with your roles assigned. Yeah, first time will authentication will happen. Maybe some of the other details which are not populated will get populated from IDP, like you just give user ID, but maybe email or any other details, maybe from which department it is, whatever you want it to be given into the application. Like normally those are, we have a concept here further, when we will cover. See, so identity management when we cover. So when first time user will log in, there are SAML attributes will be sent to the application, and then application will know more about that user after he will log in first time. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So now we can come into identity management. Okay. What identity management is like, you're setting up. So, okay. So identity storage, identity authentication service, identity provisioning, federated authorization, password policies, multi. So normally what you do in identity management, you will actually integrate your identity provider. It takes care of authentication, right? In identity manager, you'll make sure how my user should be able to authenticate. Okay, what type of features I want to use from identity provider, all those things you manage within identity management and is done on identity provider level. Okay, your identity provider will store your all identity data. It will provide you authentication service. In case of cloud identity services, it has identity provisioning service. Now federated authorization, you can automate the authorization at identity provider level only, then you can use this concept in your IDP. Password policies you can change and do as per your organization. You can enable multi-factor authentication. You can enable single sign-on. You can integrate corporate identity provider, social identity provider. Which maybe you have, if there is any available. You can do monitoring and reporting of your all your logins, all authorization, everything, right? End user login screen you can customize. There are many more things you can do apart from this what I have mentioned. Okay, so these are the things you take care of in identity management. Okay, because what you don't have to do nothing else. You just have to do identity management and identity governance. Identity management you will do by IDP, and your access governance you will do by any access governance tool, which could be GRC or IAG. So these are the things is a part of identity management. You can do for platform, you can do for custom application, you can do for your pre-delivered application. Okay, this is applicable for all three of them. Now, so identity management I mentioned is handled by authentication or identity provider. SAP provides identity authentication service at identity provider. Okay, what is the use of identity provider? Identity provider does store all identity data. It entertain your authentication request for all the application it is binded to. Also, you can configure your identity provider as per your business process to implement those features which identity provider provides. Now we are limiting our discussion to identity authentication service because this is provided by SAP. But yes, we have Azure Active Directory, ADFS, Okta also as identity provider, which are a corporate identity provider we say because they are used by a lot of different corporates already. Okay, so your IAS can work as a main identity provider, or your IAS can work as a proxy authentication service. So let's understand this with some architectural diagram. So what will happen is, let's say you have a business application, okay, and you want to log in into that business application. What the business application is? See, these are the application. Maybe this is a developed. I developed this application. I deployed it on BTP and is available. Or this is a pre-delivered application. Or this BTP platform itself. I want to have a authentication service and identity provider services. What I can do? I can use IAS as a identity provider. When IAS will work as an identity provider, it will have all user identity data with it. Okay, if so these are the users, all these users. So I have a company, I will implement IAS for all my application. What I will do is I will keep all my employee record in this identity provider, which is IAS. Maybe I can import all the users, or I can import all the user data from any other source systems like success factor, field glass, learning management, whatever is the main data store for my users, or I can import it. So I can import in IES. Whenever someone will try to log in into this business application, it will raise a request for authentication. Definitely in between, if we talk about SAP or BTP access UA will be coming in a picture, which we saw. But yes, we already understand that. So I'm directly going ahead directly authentication how is happening. will raise a request to IAS. IAS will authenticate and will provide, that hey, this is a success request, and yes, you can allow him. So here all the data, all the user record is already there in IAS. Okay. Next case is IAS is working as a proxy authentication service. In this, what is happening? Why we use this scenario is, let's say you already have a corporate identity provider in place. You're already using ADFS. You're already using Okta. Okay. In that, you need to introduce IAS. Why you want to introduce IAS? Because IAS is compatible with all BTP application or SAP applications. Okay. It is very easy for you to integrate them with this, IAS. So whenever someone will try to log in into this application, it will, because by default this is an identity provider for business application, so it will raise a request to IAS. Now IAS doesn't have any data with it. All the data is in corporate identity provider. It will again a trigger a request for authentication to corporate identity provider. Now corporate identity provider has all the user records. It will check, it will validate and authenticate, and then will give success a report to IAS, and IAS will report to business application, yes, this is the right user. And as per the authorization, we had seen a flow diagram, person will get access to this business application. Okay. So this is how there are two different use cases we have with IAS as identity provider. Okay. Let's go to the next. Now, the second aspect of SAP IAS, which normally now is called as a cloud identity services. It has two component, IAS and IPS. So what is identity provisioning services, which we have as a part of cloud identity services? Okay. IPS is a service. Okay. You can by the name identity provisioning service. What actually does it? It reads identity role related, group related data from one system and writes into target system. Let's take an example of even here. I want, because I am using IAS as a main identity provider, and I already know that I have a system where all my employee data is available, maybe in success factor. I want to get all the data from success factor to IAS. I can use IPS. IPS will read all the user data, group data from here, and will write into IAS. Okay, this is one scenario. Or let's say you want to transfer all your user records from success factor to S4 HANA, S4 HANA cloud, S4 HANA on premise. You can again use IPS in between. IPS will read all the data and will write into S4 HANA. What is a use? There could be different use of where when you want the data to transfer from one system to another system. So IPS is supporting most of SAP application. It's also supporting some other non-SAP application which are supporting SCIM 2.0 protocol. Okay, so this is one's first scenario. I understood. Second is IPS working as a proxy system. Again, here also it is reading and writing. But how? Let's take example. So, I'll take example of IAG. Okay, what IAG does? IAG is risk and governance tool. It can take care of risk and governance of any cloud system or on-premise system of SAP. Now we are limiting our discussion to, let's say, cloud system. SAP Analytics Cloud, Ariba, SuccessFactor, Fieldglass, these are SAP cloud solutions. If I want to take care of risk and governance of these solutions, I have IAG with me. What IAG will do? IAG will get integrated with, let's say, SAP Analytics Cloud for our instance, for risk and governance purpose. What it will do? It will read all the data. What all the data? User, roles. After read is happened, it will do access risk analysis, maybe access request. All these things task is done. After the task is done, it need to provision again to the SAP Analytics Cloud. So this integration is happening through IPS. IPS is used to fetch data. Let's say IAG I have and SAP Analytics. So it is fetching all the data first, and then again for provisioning purpose, IPS is actually working as a proxy here for provisioning. Actually, the request and trigger of provisioning happening in IAG, IAG's main system here. It's just using all the alteration in role or user. It is done by IAG. It is just asking, hey IPS, can you provision what all the changes I have done in SAP Analytics Cloud? IPS is working easy here as a proxy system. So there are two different use cases we have with IPS. Any questions here? Okay, so I will take this silent as a no, so we can go. Okay, so initially what we had discussed here is we had discussed initially. One second. So we said identity access management. Identity access management we are taking care of by IAS and IPS, and we are even using our corporate identity provider as well if required. And authentication, authorization, everything is now access US. So this part we have completed. Okay, what we are trying to secure, these three things, four things we are trying to secure, and this is what is helping us. So identity access management we completed. Now identity access governance. Now you can automate. You know what is the use of GRC? I know you guys are from security background, so you definitely be having idea of it, right? What is access governance? Okay, so here in case of all SAP cloud technology, where we are discussing more into BTP, so we are discussing about cloud technology. So we are not going to discuss here for GRC, but yes, we can go and discuss IAG here. Definitely GRC is coming in a picture, which definitely we will take. So let's go to our slide. What IAG is doing here? IAG is taking care of risk and governance, and what all the features a risk and governance tool must have. It should be able to do access risk analysis. Okay, is the users or identities what is accessing the system are having right access or not? They have or they have less access or they have more access. You have to be very sure that you do your access analysis periodically to make sure you are compliant with user access, so that the user should not be able to do something what he's not supposed to do. Okay, you can design your role designer. Okay, access request, you can raise an access request for any user available in your identity provider, so that the person, like, IAG can raise a request to its all target system. Hey, can you create user for this ID? Okay, so you can do access request, you can do access certification, you can do privilege access management. I know you guys know these terms very well as you are from GRC or security background, so I'm really not going and discussing detail, but yes, your IAG can do all these things. Okay, next, identity access governance use case. Okay, so as we know now, we know is IAG's access governance tool. Okay, it can be integrated with any business application so that it can do access governance for that application. Okay, now let's discuss IAG as standalone access governance system. So IAG is capable of getting integrated with any on-premise application or SAP cloud application. Okay, standalone. Alone, it can take care of risk and governance of S4 HANA on-premise. It can take care of risk and governance of your on-premise CRM systems. Okay, also all SAP cloud system, your IBP, your SAC, DMC, any of those. Okay, second use case is IAG as a bridge. Let's understand what this is. We know that GRC says, hey, I really cannot integrate with any cloud system. I don't have feasibility to get integrated with any cloud system, but still you can utilize me because I have all feature. I can do access risk analysis, I can do access request, I can do privilege access management. So what you have to do is you have to integrate with me with IAG. Okay, if you give me a help of IAG, everything I will do. I will just ask IAG to, hey IAG, can you provision, because you can only connect to that cloud applications. Okay, so in that case what happens is, see, so first use case, let's understand first use case. In first use case, your IAG, this is your IAG, it can be integrated with your on-premise systems. Okay, and can take care of risk and governance of the system. It can be in, this is IAG, and it can be integrated with your cloud system and can take care of risk and governance standalone. But if you want to utilize the feature of GRC even for cloud systems as well, GRC says I cannot do, but IAG says, hey, I can help you. How he will help him? See, so here we have IAG as a bridge. So what the second use case was, IAG as a bridge, where what happens? So we have this on-premise landscape, okay, where our GRC is available. We have business technology platform in which our IAG is available. We have all target cloud systems which want to use GRC. for their risk analysis or access request. Okay, how we can do is, we already know that we can integrate IAG with any these cloud systems using IPS. Okay, we can have all identity data in IAS, and then we have GRC in place. So what will happen with this, and we'll integrate this GRC with our IAG also. Okay, what will happen? All the data, all the user records or identity data from this target system will be fetched by IAG. Will sync all data for access risk analysis purpose. Okay. Now IAG will, sorry, GRC will get integrated with IAG, and GRC will take all the record, will import all, it will download all the records of SAC user and details with itself. Why? Because it is now integrated with IAG. Okay, what it will do, let's say I want to do access request for any user available in IAS. I will raise a request. Actually the request will be closed here in GRC. Once request is handled in the GRC, how it is handled, because it has all the data for SAC, right, in itself. It imported from IAG imported from SAC. Now GRC imported from IAG, it has all the data. It will do the required risk and governance task, and will say, hey, I have done this task, and will ask IAG, hey IAG, can you go and provision there. So what will take, IAG will take that task and will use IPS and will provision there in this target system. Once provisioning is done, IGRC say, hey, can you tell me whether it is done or not? I am not aware of this. Okay, so there is a status update request will go. So IAG, because IAG will do provisioning, so IAG will know it is done. IAG will get updated, but GRC will not be updated. So IAG will update a status that, hey GRC, I have done this, and GRC will update its data. Now it is done. Okay, why we are using GRC here? IAG is software as a service. We cannot do lot of customization, but you have GRC we already have customized. We have multi-level, multi-stage, multi-path MSMP workflow which we want to implement. IAG cannot do that. So GRC in this case will be able to utilize those features and will be able to complete your task. Okay, so this is what the IAG bridges, and here this was IAG as a standalone. Okay, so with this we have been able to complete all the topics what we wanted. Okay, so we offer some trainings on this. Okay, I'll definitely take your queries. Let me finish just one or more two slides I have. Okay, so we provide training on SAP BTP security, SAP identity and access governance both. Okay, and we offer you cloud systems. We have complete BTP access, we have IAS IPS access, we have IAG access. Okay, even we have SAP Analytics Cloud as well. Okay, which we use to integrate. We have Ariba as well. Okay, so what happens is, now right now we have recently introduced, we are going to maybe use Ariba. Okay, for integration, but we are at a stage where we are checking the feasibility of our system. We'll definitely introduce that as well in near future. One second, let me log in into this. Okay, so we will provide you lab access for this. Let's go ahead and look at the course content what we have. For BTP security, we start with basic cloud computing BTP overview, because you have to understand this platform. So this is BTP administration topic, we can say. Because if you will not understand this, then you will not understand further things. So we have to, because what we are securing, you have to understand what we are securing, right? So you have to understand end to end those things. Then we see BTP platform level of security, user role collection, all those different what your BTP platform level you have. Okay, then you go into authorization concepts. You understand the CFUA, access UA, will do hands-on end-to-end. What is auth? Will create a custom application, will bind with this auth service, access UA service, and we'll see how it is happening. Authorization trust management service, more concepts. Then cloud identity services, will cover, adding administrator, tenant setting policy, what all different customization you can do at a your identity level, identity provider level, all those things, password policy, policies, risk-based authentication, two-factor multi-factor authentication, all those things, how to set up in identity provider. In our case, IAS will do that. We'll integrate with our corporate identity provider. Everything we are going to learn and understand this. IPS, both different use cases of IPS we cover here. Then SAML on BTP, because the SAML assertions attributes are used, for authentication purpose. Scheme we used, what is JSON, those all things we cover, so that you understand. And then on development application level of security, what security consultant should be aware of in application, even developers are taking care of that, but some of the things you should understand, what type of role you need to design, how the roles are designed, how the this JSON web tokens are passed, and all those things we'll learn and kind of cover in this. So that completes our BTP security, but we have IAG as well, a complete course. So identity management we did in last session, last slide. Now we are going identity access governance. Again, some BT basic concepts. IAS is coming here, but only IAS will be used here, and then IPS will be used here for cloud integration. Cloud connector will use for on-premise integration. So we'll cover integration for these with your on-premise systems, IAG with on-premise system, IAG with cloud system. These are things in detail, step by step in the class. Master data, then we are into now core capabilities of IAG. How to manage the master data, how to do risk analysis, role designing, access request, access certification, privileged access management, and at the end we'll do bridge. See, we have SAC in place, we have all the infrastructure we'll actually do in this session. So if I show you, see, we have one batch running on 17th June, which we have started, and it is running. So we have completed around 12 sessions. So around 32 hour of session we have completed. No, 34 hour of session we have completed. Still two sessions are pending. We promised 33 hour, but see, we are going to do around 6 7 hour more, because this batch participants were really interactive, and there are some people in the session who are already there as part of this session also, and are attending sessions with us already. So again, two sessions will do, and then we'll able to complete. After this gets completed, then they will start learning BTP security as well, whoever want to. Okay. One 17th June batch, we conducted one batch on 2nd April, we conducted again a batch on 5th February, we conducted a batch on 11th December. So these are four last batches, and previously actually we are having our complete LMS in different environments, so I don't have records of previous batches. So what we offer here is, you know you have proper PPTs, you have proper, see, these are the lectures, what gets recorded and gets uploaded for you, and you will get proper PPT understanding, let's say understanding BTP, which is very basic. Okay, so proper end to end PPTs, prepared, designed by us, customized by us for participants to use. Some topics when I don't cover in the class, I give some videos for them for you to refer if I'm not. We provide assignments here. See, so you'll be given assignment which you have to complete, and you have to submit if you want to, or you want to get it checked, you always reach out to me, I can check those assignments. So we have, again you will see some assignments are available, for where. So okay, so there are initial 3 4 assignments again will provide. So for each module there will be assignment for you, and every session will get recorded, and then document will be uploaded, you can always download from here. Okay, we conduct mock tests. So BTP security assessment we have. So we have all these questions available with us, which will ask you to do and test your knowledge, whatever you have learned. Okay. Again, for IAG, we have complete mock test available for with us, which I will ask you to go ahead and attend this test and you test your knowledge. Okay. So this is what you know best possible, and we have tried, and we are doing these sessions. First time BTP session I delivered in 2021. From that time, there are some other non-SAP related courses we have. Sorry, SAP, but not security related. BTP development. Okay, development with CAPM, BTP administration, very detailed training. We have delivered all these training multiple times for multiple corporate trainings. BTP automation using robotics process automation, BTP security anyway, BTP integration suite. Okay, BTP ABAP on BTP, RESTful ABAP programming, then SAP Analytics Cloud on BTP. So there are other different courses we offer here, which we already deliver for a lot of corporate training. Also, we are planning to start some more ABAP courses and administration on BTP very soon. Definitely, you guys will get to know about us. Okay. So that was all from my side for today's session. If you guys are really interested in enrolling on any of the courses, you can reach out to us. And I can guarantee you each and every single thing will be taught from scratch in system. You will get a chance to share your screen and do the hands on in the session. We'll ask for volunteers, and this is how we run our sessions. You will get instructor training, free lab access for 2 months, IAS, IPS, IAG, BTP session recordings. You will get all the PPT you're going to get. You will get assignments on each module. You get mock test, and you get course completion certificate. Okay, so these things, and this is the right time, guys. There are very less people in market for BTP security. People really not even some of where they are, some of them are aware of no IAS, some of them knows IPS. Even in IAS they just know user management, other things they don't know. So this is the right time for you to understand, learn end to end, and definitely you can get a good package, good change, and definitely you can go ahead and change your career in cloud. And sooner or later you will be forced to do that. Why not now? Any queries from anyone?
Hi Ankit, this is Raja.
Yeah, hi Raja.
Yeah, so as I said, so IAG covers cloud applications like SAC, Ariba, Concur, IBP, etc. Right? So,
Correct.
is there any predefined rule sets available in IAG? Is it possible to customize it also? So we need to run
Yes,
the
so
risk analysis. Yeah, go ahead, please.
yes, predefined rule sets are available in IAG for corresponding applications. Okay.
Okay.
You also have feasibility to customize it. Yes. In BTP security, I mentioned identity and access management. Here, identity and access governance, IAG. Okay, this is security related course. Okay. Rest others are non-security courses. BTP administration, BTP development with CAPM. CAPM is Cloud Application Programming Model, which supports PHP, Node.js, Java, Python, Ruby, Go, many languages. BTP development with RESTful ABAP programming, it supports only ABAP for extending your ABAP your on-premise applications. Okay. Third is BTP integration suite. You can even develop scratch application on ABAP here also, or you can extend. A BTP integration suite. Here, how to integrate process integration, data integration, different system integration, all things covers in this. BTP robotics process automation. You want to implement some automation in your application, then how you can do that? How you want to implement some automation in your existing solutions? How you can develop that automation on top of BTP and utilize with other applications which you already have existing. BTP AI and IoT, which is if you want to develop, you want to use some AI related services. So let's take example. I will take one example which will cover everything. Okay, I want to develop a application which takes care of onboarding to offboarding of all my employees. What I will do, I will maybe I want to use Java as a programming language. I can start developing application. So what I will do, I will develop application in which the all the employees should be able to send a job request in a market. People in market should be able to apply job. I will introduce AI service, which what I will do, AI service on BTP, which will check keywords and shortlist the resume. Once resume is shortlisted, automatically the request will send to interviewers that hey, these are the shortlisted people and we want to schedule interview. This is all automatic happening. And the participants who have applied, they will get auto email that hey, your resume is being shortlisted for your further interview. Okay, automatically your Teams, Microsoft Teams is integrated with your BTP application, what you have developed using integration suite. It will schedule automatic meeting with all these interviewers and interviewees. Interview will happen, recording will happen, and yes, during the interview again you are using some AI service which is taking checking the lip sync of people, whether they are defaulting or what. Again you can use BTP to develop that. Okay, once your people got shortlisted, automatic mail will send to you, hey, you are shortlisted. Onboarding program will go automatically was launched, maybe a different website where in learning website you have in your company, you integrate with that with this application, and automatically people, once they will onboarded, onboarding program they can do in that application which may be integrated with your application. Then they will start their job, they will upload their skill, they will upload their project, whatever they are doing they can do that. After they will go retire, This complete application you can develop on BTP. You can design, you can use workflow service on BTP to define different workflows. You can use AI service to implement AI things if you want to do in your application. And this complete application you can use with other, so data and all, where you will get, you can get it from your other existing application, maybe employee data, user data. So it's all, I just took example, a scenario, what you can do, anything what you can imagine of on BTP if you say developing application. Got it?
Yeah, I got
So
it. Yeah,
BTP
thank you.
offers lot of, so
Yeah, I
see,
got it.
BTP offers lot of things. When we go and check the BTP Discovery Center, where it is, one second, BTP Discovery Center. Sorry. These are the services BTP offers. Okay. For application development automation, these are the services BTP offers. Okay. You can use them. AI, if you want to implement AI in your application, you can use these application. Data analytics, you want to do data reporting, you pull data from your S4 system. There are a lot of application services they are offering. You can do reporting on top of that. You can, you know, mm, use it. They have provided database, they have provided analytics cloud, data intelligence, data is fair, HANA cloud, lot of services they have provided related to data. You can do extended planning and analytics. Okay. You can, do use integration services to integrate lot of different SAP non-SAP system with your application what you have built on BTP or already existing SAP application. See, DevOps related services, mobile development related services, process automation related services, runtime, container, security, whatever you can think of doing, developing new in IT world, most of things are offered on BTP.
Yeah, thank you, Ankit. I got it. Yeah.
And guys, this is very new. You have to get this done ASAP. And everything is moving on the cloud very quickly. Okay. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed the session. You liked it. Thanks all. Bye bye.